Hey, this is Coach Yolanda. I wanted to stop by and talk to you for just a few minutes about commitment. I know that that's a cuss word nowadays in this microwave culture where people view marriage as a contract and not a covenant. But that wasn't God's original intent. There are things that He allows, but it's not His will that we get divorced. So, what is commitment? Commitment is I'm in this with you forever. I am committed to be in this marriage with you, whether we're wealthy or whether we're poor, whether you're sick or whether you're healthy, whether you still fine like you was when we met, or even if you may have gained some weight over the years. I'm in this with you because I'm committed to being married to you. I'm in this because I understand commitment has nothing to do with feelings. See, a lot of people are committed in marriage until it gets hard, and then they say, I don't feel love anymore. You got married because you felt love. You didn't get married because you were committed. Because there are days when you are not going to feel lovely with your spouse. There are days when you're arguing, when you're fussing, when two are really trying to become one. That's a process. And sometimes it's not a pleasant process. But if you're committed to being married forever, if you're committed to serving your spouse, to meeting their needs, to honoring the roles and responsibilities that God gave us in Ephesians 5. If you're committed, marriage can be a beautiful thing, but both parties have to be committed. It is so hard to have a one-sided marriage where one spouse is committed and the other spouse is like, I don't care. Man, that's tough. That is a tough spot to be in. That's why it's so important that we take our time while we're dating, that we go through premarital counseling, that we have someone who is not emotionally invested in our relationship speaking to us, because sometimes they can see things we can't see. Sometimes we can be so caught up in love and the butterflies and oh, he's so handsome, oh, she's so fine, and we miss red flags like this person has no integrity, that this person is a liar, that this person is pretending to have a relationship with God, but they don't really have one. Red flags like this person is clingy, but I didn't notice that they were controlling. I didn't notice they were isolating me from my family. Red flags, red flags that can be seen if you take your time to get to know someone, if you create boundaries where you don't disclose too much information too soon, where you don't get physical before you say, I do, all this old fashioned stuff. Well, that's old fashioned, but it's the Bible and it works if you work it. So commitment means I'm here for you, with you, to ride through this life with you. the ups, the downs, the good, the bad. I'm here because I'm committed to God first and to you second. That's commitment. A lot of people are married, but they're not committed. A lot of singles want to get married, but have no intention of being committed, have no idea of what commitment is. And I try to tell all the singles that I run into, be careful. Marriage is wonderful. But if you're not the kind of person that is willing to put somebody else's needs before your own every day, maybe marriage is not for you yet. Maybe marriage is for you someday when you're willing to serve. But if you're thinking marriage is going to only be about you receiving, you're in for a very rude awakening. Marriage will kill you. Marriage will kill you. It will kill the selfish part of you. And marriage will require you, if you want a healthy one, if you want a happy one. Marriage will require you to be committed, to serve, and meet the needs of your spouse, period. Not whether you feel like it, not whether they decide that they want to do the same for you. They may decide not to meet your needs. Guess what? God calls you to meet their needs. He calls you to serve them in marriage. So whether they do it or not, has nothing to do with what God told you to do. Reminds me of that story in the Bible. Preachers always got to go to the Bible. Reminds me of that story in the Bible where Jesus was telling Peter, if you love me, feed my sheep. If you love me, do this. If you love me, do that. And Peter looked at Jesus and said, well, what about John? And Jesus said, if I want John to stay alive until the rapture, what does that got to do with what I told you to do? In other words, I'm talking about you. Don't worry about what I tell John to do. God is saying the same thing to us. You really want to be married? Okay. I'm going to need you to die. You really want to have a happy marriage? Okay. You can have it, but I'm going to need you to die to yourself. I'm going to need you to learn to serve your spouse. And I'm telling you, marriage is wonderful. It's beautiful. It'll kill you. So count the cost. Get some counseling. Know what you're getting into. Know what you're getting into and who you're getting into it with. Go to counseling. I can't stress premarital counseling enough. I can't stress dating enough. Marriage is wonderful. I am pro-marriage. I am the marriage coach. But it will kill you. It will kill you if you allow it to. And if you choose to meet your spouse's needs, no matter what, if you choose to love your wife the way Christ loves the church, if you choose to respect and honor your husband, then God will honor you. And he will give you the grace you need to do what he's called you to do. But only if you are committed to die to selfishness. That's my best shot. I hope it blessed you. I hope it encouraged you. Please like, subscribe, and share this with someone that you think it would be a blessing to them. That's all for today. Until next time, go in God.